Hello families, thank you so much for meeting with me today. My name is Elisa and I work for OWCAP. One of my favorite topics we're going to be talking about today is money management. I feel like money management isn't really taught in our schools or really taught in the home. So by the time I became an adult, free to do as I pleased, I ended up falling into many money traps such as debt, not overspending, not understanding how to leverage my money, much less how to manage it, which is why I want to go over these tips with you today. I feel that if we could build a good foundation of money management, it would really help set you guys off in the right direction and make things easier, save you some money. And there's so many methods out there. But today we're going to be talking about what has worked for me and what has worked for some of my clients in the past. Step 1, tracking your expenses, balancing your income. So you take all of the income that you earn on a monthly basis and you want to make sure that it can cover all of your expenses. Now, if you owe or you're in debt, or let's just say that you are trying to save for a down payment on a house, or you want to leverage your money so that you can start an investment, or you want to open up a business, make sure that your income can cover all of your expenses and then some. You always want to pay yourself first. And so you want to be saving anywhere from 10 to 20% of your income. Now that you know how much money you have coming in, you want to look at your monthly bank statement. You want to cancel anything that you may not need, and this may require making some sacrifices in order for you to reach your financial goals. This could be cutting down on things like cable or internet. Just go through and write down everything that you spend, and I promise that you will find something that you can cut back on. Step 2, paying down your debt. So once you have found some extra funds from the cutbacks that you made, or maybe you decided that you were going to get a part-time or temporary job, you want to start paying with the smallest debt first and then slowly work your way up to the highest debt. Now, this will vary depending on the type of debt and your interest rate. Step 3, building your savings plan. The 3-step saving plan is one of my favorite plans to teach. And the way it works is you want to have 3 different types of savings account. Now, before you guys look at me like I'm crazy and think I barely have 1 savings account, how can I have 3? So what we do is we take that 1 savings and we divide it into 3 categories. The first category is your emergency funds account. In this account, you want to have at least $1,000 minimum for emergencies only. This is if your car was to break down, if you needed to change a tire on your car, or needed to replace or fix something in your home. You always want to make sure that you borrow from yourself. So if you take money from that emergency fund account, you want to make sure you pay yourself back. The second account is your short-term goal account. And in this account, you want to save for things like family vacations, or a down payment for a mortgage, or a down payment for a new vehicle. Whatever your short-term goals are, this is where you want to categorize that money. And then the last one is one that we don't often think about until we're there, which is retirement. And here you can go different ways. There's a ton of options out there. You could invest in a 401k, a Roth IRA, mutual funds. It just really depends on what is available to you. I know that some employers do offer 401ks and they have the matching plan. So I would ask your employer and see what kind of retirement options they have available for you. Now, you're probably thinking, if I'm in debt, how am I going to be depositing funds into this account or into these accounts, right? So what you want to do is, I mentioned earlier, you want to pay yourself first. You want to pay yourself anywhere from 10 to 20%. And that's what the experts typically say. And I know that we can't all commit to saving 10 to 20% of our income, but commit yourself to at least saving an X amount of dollars every single month. For easy numbers, let's just say that you commit yourself to saving at least $100 a month. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that $100, and out of that $100, $50 will be going into our emergency fund account, because that's the account that you want to build up the fastest. And then you want to divide the other $50 into $25. And so $25 will be going into your short-term goal account. And then $25 can go into your long-term savings account. Once you have reached your goal for your emergency fund account, you want to take that money and you want to apply it to your short-term goal account. Slowly build that up. Once you've reached your goal, you can alternate between the two. Credit utilization, understanding your FICO score. Now, FICO scores are calculated using different pieces of credit data on your credit report. This data is grouped into 5 different categories. 35% of your FICO score is made up from your payment history. 30% is the amounts that are owed. 15% is the length of credit history. 10% is new credit, and the remaining 10% is new credit. So before I go into depth about the FICO scores and just breaking everything down for you guys, I just wanted to address some misconceptions out there about credit and banks. I know there's a lot of negativity that surrounds those topics, and I used to be one of those people. And the reason for that is I fell into a lot of the money management traps that there are out there, and I went into debt at a really young age, and I filed for bankruptcy. You name it, I've been through it. And so it took me a very long time to build my trust back up so that I could trust the bank, and it took a lot of learning. So if you don't make an effort to build or rebuild your credit, it's gonna cost you more money if you don't have a good credit score, and the higher interest rates you will pay, more money you will spend, and even worse, you may not even get approved for loans when you may need them. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you run your credit at least once a year. You are entitled to a free credit report every single year, and you can just go onto Google and type free credit report, and you will get hundreds of links. And just to make sure that you don't sign up for any subscriptions, you just want your free credit report. So once you get your free credit report and you have it in front of you, what you want to do is you want to find all the negative marks. Now, again, this makes up 35% of your credit score. So what you want to look for are things like not enough credit, late payments, accounts that you may have in collections, accounts that may be maxed out like credit cards, and foreclosure and bankruptcy. Collections. Collections stay on your credit for up to 7 years. Now, this occurs when your account is over 150 days late. What you want to do with these is you want to look for any errors, make sure that everything is accurate, and try to settle or pay off these accounts. Now, when you're negotiating, make sure that they agree to remove it off your credit, because it can stay on your credit. If you're trying to settle on a debt, you can ask for the account to be removed from collections and to be given back to the original lender, and you can negotiate with the original lender. It doesn't always happen, but I have seen cases where it has happened. Bankruptcy and foreclosures. This stays on your credit from anywhere 7 to 10 years, and removal is extremely difficult. After 2 years, what I would do is look for any errors you may be able to dispute, but there's really not much you can do with bankruptcy and foreclosure. What you want to do is work around it by improving everything else. And if that's something that you're thinking about, maybe debt consolidation might be your best option. So you've got zero credit. First thing you want to do is you want to get yourself a secured credit card. Now, a secured credit card does require a security deposit, and that will range anywhere from $300 to $500, which is not a whole lot. But after 12 months, you'll get your deposit back, and make sure that when you are applying for any of these secured credit cards, you don't have any annual fees associated with these cards. I have come to find that Discover Card and usually local credit unions are really good about providing these cards out to people in the community. The second thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you pay the card off on time every single month. Only charge minimum amounts such as gas. Charge what you can afford to pay off. Try not to carry any balances, and remember, do not exceed 30% of the line of credit, okay? Credit history isn't built overnight. It's something that it takes time, and this can take 6 to 7 months before you start noticing any differences or any changes to your credit. Remember, building your credit history doesn't happen overnight. It can take anywhere from 6 to 7 months before you'll start to notice any changes in your credit. After the 6 to 7 months, you can apply for an unsecured credit card, and do not get discouraged if that line of credit is $200, $300. It happens. As you prove yourself to the banks, they will slowly start increasing your line of credit, and you can slowly start adding more credit cards. Usually the more lines of credit, the higher your score will be, and this is because it shows that you have multiple lines of credit available to you, and it shows the banks that you are responsible and will be more willing to lend you more money. Again, just follow those tips that I gave you with credit utilization. Keep it under 30%. That will help your score tremendously. Everybody's situation is different. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I know it's a lot to cover in a short video. I hope that you were able to take something from this, and I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you.